Alright, so the new forklift is all finished. I thought I'd do a kind of overview video of it. So since last time you saw it, if you watched the last video, if you didn't, I'll have the link to the rest of the videos on building this in the description of this video. So since the last video, of course, it's painted. I got a brand new seat on it. I couldn't stand looking at that seat that was full of rips, so we went ahead and got a new seat for it. We've got a access door here, which is how you put fuel in the engine. This is a 15 horsepower 420cc engine. Seems like it should be a little small for this. However, it's actually plenty of power. This thing has actually quite a bit of power. Transmission, transaxle, I guess, is off of a John Deere F935 front mount mower. It's the same transmission found in like a John Deere 318 or similar garden tractors that use the shaft drive hydro. Has a Sunstrand Model 50 hydro pump, which that has the pump and motor for the transmission all in one, and then also supplies power for the power steering unit up here, which of course runs the power steering cylinder down there. And then underneath the hood here, we've got the pump here, which runs, of course, the forklift itself. That's a totally independent hydraulic system. We have this PVC pipe reservoir that's about 1.5 gallons that starts here underneath this little cover we made. Goes along this way and then goes down like that to a hose barb there, which loops around, goes to the tank there, or goes to the hydraulic pump. This comes off the batteries under here. You can just take these little wing nuts off, something like this, and then that side comes off, and then you can actually take this side off here as well, and then the whole panel comes off. Got the battery here, and then there's the rest of that reservoir horn, a little fuse panel. Of course, there's some hoses that come this way to the pump, which is right there. We got an oil filter for the hydraulics. We've got about 1,500 pounds weight here. We actually wrote on it 1,520 because that's how much concrete we used. On the back, we have some tires that can hold just over 1,100 pounds apiece back there, so those hold that weight plenty. And then we have this interesting shaped rear axle, which kind of has to go around the frame. The frame is basically the other part of the forklift mast on this, because we only have a single stage mast and it was a three stage. So this frame is not going to bend. It's a good 1/2 inch thick. It's like an I-beam. Here, I can show you a little bit on this. You can see it's like a I-beam. Very heavy duty, and that's what the frame's made out of. I've actually gotten in a situation where I had one of the front tires hanging in the air, and it'll just hang in the air with a full load on the forks, and you're not bending this frame. And for those wondering how the transmission holds up, I wouldn't think there'd ever be an issue with it. It has 1.25 inch axle shafts, and then of course very heavy duty hubs that's on here. We've got double brake pedals. So like I was mentioning a minute ago, where I was saying that I had one of the front tires hanging in the air, if you actually hit the brake pedal on the opposite side, you can kind of use it as sort of a diff lock. This transmission does have a diff lock, but we didn't hook it up. And then of course we've got a single stage hydraulic cylinder, which is from this forklift mast originally. We've got a LED headlight. We got one back there along with a blinking light. Hour meter tachometer here. We've already got 4.3 hours on it. I've been using it quite a bit. A volt gauge, light switch, horn button here. Throttle, forward and reverse on this is a little annoying. It's right here. And then we've got the hydraulic valve for the forks, which being that is a single acting cylinder, you gotta still have a return hose here because I didn't buy the valve that has the return plug here. So I just have that, which goes to that T back to the reservoir. Fairly simple. And then back to this transmission, you might be able to see right down there, but there is a little angle piece coming off the frame, which goes down to the axle, and that helps support that. And of course, I'm gonna go on the ground here and get you another look at the transmission itself. You can see that that is very, very heavy duty under there. And of course, the forklift mast itself is just welded to the chassis, so there is no tilt or anything. We got, just have just a single cylinder or a single valve, so there's no tilt. It's just straight up and down, and that's it. Parking brake is this interesting contraption that just kind of pulls around the pedal and then locks down like that, which it actually works quite well. Barely have to use it because typically, unless something's on the forks, I just set the forks on the ground and that's the brake. And for those wondering, this can lift for sure 2,700 pounds. I think right around the 3,000 pound range. you know, evenly spread on a pallet is about when the back tires come in the air. And then of course these front tires have very narrow offset, so they're actually just missing the frame by the time you put a load on there. And they supposedly hold like 2,900 pounds of tire, except I'm pretty sure they lied. And because just when I put a pallet of block on here, the rim is pretty much coming in contact with the ground. So probably gonna have to get some other front tires and return these or something, because they definitely lied on that load capacity. Otherwise, that is gonna be it for this video. There'll be some pictures and a little bit more on the build progress of this, and there'll be other projects like this coming soon. And thanks for watching.